What's up, guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of the No Sell podcast. This is a weekly podcast where we discuss, of all things, wrestling, mostly WWE related stuff. I am your host, Jared, with my other two co-hosts, Nick and Mike.
Hey, deja vu.
Yeah, I feel like we've done this before.
Yeah, I think we've done this more than once. So today is going to be kind of like a quick podcast. We wanted to put this out because the current WWE pay-per-view Battleground is this Sunday. So we're going to go over basically Raw, the paper and how that sets up for the pay-per-view, go over the card, and then like our predictions for this upcoming pay-per-view. So, yeah, it's okay. Let's get started. So as you guys know, the two main storylines on Raw right now are Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton feuding with Triple H in the corporation angle, and then CM Punk and Paul Heyman. Raw this week kicks off with CM Punk coming out to a pretty good pop and cutting a promo on Paul Heyman, Ryback, and Curtis Axel, the three men who attacked him in the previous week. Punk says that, you know, he's talks about predictability with Paul Heyman and all this other things. He even goes to the as far as saying that he doesn't want to leave the ring until he gets into he basically has a fight with Axel, Ryback, or Heyman. That then brings out the Raw general manager Brad Maddox, who actually Punk had a pretty good line just saying, how come you're the GM of Raw? You don't get any music to come out to?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Brad Maddox with a jobber entrance.
Yeah,
It's like, what happened? You don't got music?
You don't got music? Brad Maddox with that jobber entrance. But so Brad Maddox comes out. He basically, you know, tells Punk to calm down. He says that he's not going to get Ryback because, you know, it would not be good for business to face your opponent before the pay-per-view. So, you know, he reminds him he is the general manager and he has the power to give Punk a match if he would like one. You know, then Punk replies, "Okay, yeah, I'm looking for an outlet for his aggression." So then all of a sudden Big E Langston's music comes out. A Wild Langston appears. Haven't seen this guy in like what? I don't know, a few weeks?
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks since he was on TV last.
Yeah, so he comes out. Langston tells Punk that if he wants aggression, he's Punk's man. Langston
Ruthless aggression.
Yeah, the John.
He's got that ruthless aggression.
the John Cena ruthless aggression bit. Oh man. So he basically attacks Langston, and then this causes Maddox to wave down an official, and hey, we have an impromptu match. So basically, then after they come back from commercial, we have a CM Punk
Langston match.
I'm sorry, I'm like getting sidetracked here.
Yeah, the match is already underway.
So basically, Langston comes out, puts on a good showing. He
looks really strong in the match.
Yeah, he looks really strong.
Came out looking really strong. Him and Punk actually have some surprisingly good chemistry in the ring too.
That was it was an entertaining match. I liked it. I was surprised at how much offense they allowed Big E to get in, especially before the pay-per-view. Made him look really good.
Yeah, it was really good. He you know what really caught me in is he had a pretty good belly-to-belly suplex on Punk, which I thought was really good because you don't see a lot of those kind of suplexes anymore. At least I don't. At least the matches.
Unless you're watching a Scott Steiner match.
Oh man, Scott Steiner. But yeah, Langston looks really good. He actually got to do a lot of offense, like we've been saying. But you know, this is basically just a match to warm Punk up for the pay-per-view. So Punk eventually, you know, hits him with the GTS.
And all the signature Punk offense.
Yeah, and get vintage Punk, if you will.
Vintage.
So he basically gets the pin. And you know, like Langston really sold that GTS really well. By the way, he sold it pretty well. He actually looked like he was knocked out, rather than people just, you know, like flipping over and all this other shit.
And going crazy after they get hit by it. He did a really good job.
Yeah, he did a really good. He did a great job of selling it. That's the best I've seen somebody sell it since probably Lesnar at SummerSlam, actually.
And
Yeah,
he hit Punk hit it really clean too. That's like one of the best GTS I've seen him hit.
yep. They put on a pretty good match, so I'm hoping that maybe this is a start to Big E, getting some more TV time. And I have to say I called this too. I called this.
That you did. You
I-
did call it last week.
I called Big E would be involved somehow, or maybe he'd be used as a lackey. I don't know, but I called it, so I'm gonna own up to that one. My other many botches. I must
Hopefully
say.
something good will come of this over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We'll kind of build on it a little.
Okay, so moving on. Then you have the second match of the night, which kind of was just like a whatever TV filler. You have Fandango versus Kofi Kingston. I don't know. Fandango's just getting kind of stale at this point, I guess. He still gets a pop because of the theme music in Summer Rae, but other than that, it's just like...
Can we just kind of admit that pretty much from the get-go, he wasn't really over, his theme music was.
That's true.
I would agree with this. I would agree with this.
Yeah.
He was definitely over because of the theme music. But anyways, Kofi hits him with the flip, gets some offensive moves. The vintage Kofi, if you will.
Whichever one.
Yeah, basically. I've never heard freaking Cole never say that. Anyways, he hits the Trouble with Paradise, gets the 3 count. Then, after the match, all of a sudden it gets dark. You see the Wyatt family come out. Bray cuts a promo. I mean, kind of like an odd place for him to just make an appearance, don't you think?
A very random appearance, to say
Yeah,
the least.
it was very random. Oh man, my
So-
voice is all fucked up. But yeah, it was pretty random. They just kind of like throw him out there, and seems like there's no point to it really. He just decided to show up during a Kofi match.
Yeah, so
Because why not?
he basically just cuts a promo, and he was just like, the fall victims in the game, he just blabbers on, I guess. Like I like his promos, but like it just seemed really awkward.
Long story short, follow the buzzards.
Yeah, basically. Long story short, follow the buzzards. So he just laughs, and they go to commercial. You're just left standing there like, what the hell? What the hell is this?
That was the other thing too. There was no attack on Kofi or anything. They
He
just
just came out and cut a promo, and then it turns out later on, Bray Wyatt and Kofi Kingston get added to the card of Battleground. So there you go.
because
We got a match now.
We just got a real match. I mean,
let's go.
other than that, like I'm just like, okay, that's cool.
That's pretty random as all hell.
Yeah.
It's like I said last week. It's just to give Bray Wyatt something to do, and WWE just basically being like, hey, remember these guys? Yep, they're still around. We don't have anything for them to really do though.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so he leaves. And okay, so the next segment in the show, they announced that Ziggler is on the pre-show against Damian Sandow. Oh god.
Oh, Dolph, how far you fallen?
God. I'm just not even gonna talk about that. I'm a Dolph mark, and him getting basically booted to the pre-show just shows how bad it's fallen.
Not really. At least he's on the card.
That's true, but let's just think about like what we're in October now, so about 6 months ago, less than 6 months ago, he was world heavyweight champ,
He was red hot.
and now
Was he really world heavyweight champ? He didn't do shit with it.
he got a concussion though. That's
He carried the belt around.
basically Swagger ruined it for him. I still hold that theory. He's the one that gave him the concussion, so I still hold that theory that since he screwed up himself with that DUI or whatever it was, I don't know. But anyway.
We the people.
We the people. Okay, anyways. So then there's another backstage segment with the Bella Twins and Orton. Orton congratulates Brie on her engagement to Daniel Bryan. Basically says that, you better have the wedding soon because after Sunday, Daniel Bryan may not be able to walk. So just basic heel tactics, heel promo there.
No promo, yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
funny
what-
because... Oh, what were you going to say, Nick?
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna say Orton maybe could have just let out some kind of like an evil laugh, maybe wore a fake mustache he could twiddle also at the same time.
Yeah. It's just kind of funny because like, for a heel, he still gets cheers, he still gets pops, so it's whatever, I guess. Um, so then the next thing is, oh god, Renee Young interviews Paul Heyman. Basically, he just talks about CM Punk's fascination with revenge on him, and basically says that he has something new and another, I guess what you call trap, that he's gonna force CM Punk's hand tonight. So we'll kind of get more on that later because it's kind of an awkward segment,
To say the least.
so
Awkward's putting it lightly.
yeah, awkward's putting it lightly, definitely. So basically, match 3 of the night is the debut of Los Matadores.
It's a really fun match. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, you mean Primo and Epico?
What do you mean? It's Diego and Fernando.
Oh, real? Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right.
I don't know who
yeah.
this Epico and Primo you speak of. I mean,
Yeah.
I heard chants in the crowd, but maybe they just got them mixed up. I don't know.
Yeah, that's obviously what it is. I think people were just getting confused for some reason. You know.
We don't know about that, but
So
yeah. But
It was a fun match. I like the gimmick. And,
yeah, it was a fun match.
like they're really trying to bring back tag team wrestling. At least it seems with all these new tag teams that actually have chemistry with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it just feels like it's a step in the right direction, even if the gimmick is a little corny or whatever. They got their Olay chant and they have El Torito.
they got El Torito, which is actually named after a chain of Mexican restaurants, if I'm not mistaken.
And it's just
Yes, and I've actually eaten at one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, me too. Wasn't all that.
it just seems like the kids will really get behind them and everything, especially with the costumes and their little mascot and chant.
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah, the kids are gonna love them.
And I must say,
I like it.
and I don't mean to cut you off, but like their entrance was cool. Their entrance was fucking cool.
It's
Oh.
pretty cool. I don't want to see it like very often, but like for their debut, it's a cool entrance. But if we have to watch that every time,
That's
it gets
true.
so
The entrance is kind of long. It's kind of like
gonna get
Fandango.
old
It's like
pretty quick.
Fandango's theme or entrance. It's really really long.
Yeah, Fandango's entrance is way too long. I don't know if they're using it to try to get him over or whatever, like with the dance and song and everything, but it's just
It's
not
not
working. Yeah.
I don't know. But anyways, they wrestle Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal 3MB. Pretty decent.
Because when you need to put a tag team over, you call 3MB.
Where's Drew McIntyre, by the way? Like, it's like 2MB right now. Like, where the hell is Drew McIntyre?
I
Didn't
don't
he just
know.
have a match recently on Superstars or something?
I don't know.
In a main event. I remember I think he lost to like Justin Gabriel.
Hey, at least they're on TV.
That counts.
Yeah. Long story short, though, like, it's kind of I mean, I don't know. You think it was kind of a short match, right? Just kind of
It
like
was pretty short. It's just them
No.
doing their signature moves, showing what they got and everything. I mean, 3MB doesn't need to get offense in on that because their debut, so they kind of just want to show off what the guys are about.
Yeah. So basically, the Los Matadors pick up their win in their debut with a double fireman's carry. Crowd cheers. They seem to really like it. So we'll see how long this gimmick takes them, or see how far it takes them. Maybe it improves the tag team division. The next segment on Raw is actually probably the third. I don't know. In my opinion, it's probably the third biggest storyline in the company. Is this whole Rhodes family drama with Triple H and Stephanie.
Yeah, that's one of the main ones.
So basically, kind of like a quick recap. Cody Rhodes lost his job because he lost to Randy Orton. The next week, Goldust tried to wrestle Randy Orton to win his job back. He lost. And then Dusty Rhodes came back. He got offered to choose which son to get a job. He couldn't choose. Big Show knocked him out. So Triple H calls him back, says he has a pretty good proposition for them. He cuts his heel promo. I guess he wants to know why they're angry. He gives them he uses the word opportunity a lot in this promo. Just says, I give you opportunities, blah, 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 and you just kind of like blow it.
Did he use the word buried at all, by any chance?
No, he didn't.
Damn.
I kind of wish, and I mean, before Before we started recording, Mike, what was that sign that you said you saw about Triple H or some shit? Like that?
Yeah, the audience. There's a guy in the excuse me, in the front row. You could see him perfectly on camera. Every time Triple H was out or somewhere, he'd take out a sign that said "Get the shovels."
Get the shovels.
When I saw that, I thought it was pretty hilarious. That I give that guy props. There's always some guy there with a pretty badass sign.
That would be me and Nick sitting in the front row with some stupid signs right there, like looking to get confiscated. We would have something stupid like that. It'd be pretty.
I'm telling you right now, I would just be holding up a sign that said, "I'd rather be in China."
If that was on TV, if people saw that, dude, that'd be golden. It'd be just, oh god, that's for another podcast though. Oh,
One night in China.
We do not endorse that video.
We're not talking about that, please.
We do not endorse that product to our younger listeners. So don't.
Yes, that is.
Edit this out.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna find that on WWEshop.com anytime soon.
If you did, oh god, what have they done?
We're gonna get canceled.
Yeah, we're done. Pack it up, guys. Pack it up.
We're done. No.
Our show's over.
So, anyways, back on topic here. Back to this promo. So basically, you know, Hunter says, "Okay, after all these opportunities I give you, I will give you one last opportunity. If Cody wants his job back, if Goldust wants an opportunity to have his job back, you guys got to be the tag champs, Reigns and Rollins at Battleground." And you know, the crowd cheers, and you know, everybody's like, "Oh, all right, okay, cool." Hunter says, "Okay, if you win, you get your jobs back, but if you lose, Dustin and Cody will never work in the WWE again, and Dusty Rhodes will be fired from his job as a trainer at the Performance Center." Dusty gets in Triple H's face, you know, which is funny because like everybody seems to, you know, like, I don't know, in this storyline everybody's like scared of Triple H except a few people. So he gets in his face and just, you know,
I like this promo.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It was short, but he's still.
So he basically just gets in his face, says, "I will be in my son's corner," and that's kind of it. Stephanie says, you know, if you're looking for a fight, you might get one. So they drop the mic and they leave, and they're just standing in the ring, and all of a sudden, Goldust turns around, gets speared by Roman Reigns. Oh, hey, the Shield's here. Oh.
Didn't see this coming.
Oh, wait, and I forgot to mention, Triple H says that he guarantees their safety coming to the ring. Oh, Triple H.
So much for that.
You liar. You dog you. You dirty rat.
Oh, Triple H, you sly little monkey, you.
So basically, they just beat him down. Dusty tries to bring in a chair into the ring. You know, he's a 67-year-old guy trying to fight these guys, and he just.
Hey, he tried, goddammit.
He tried. Cody Rhodes gets triple powerbombed, and basically makes his Shield look strong. So this is probably like the third biggest match, in my opinion, on the card for Battleground.
Yeah.
So, anyways, moving on. The next kind of couple matches are kind of just like, well, not necessarily throwaways. They have a little to do with the story. Next one is R-Truth versus Curtis Axel.
Which is kind of a random match right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a filler match, more filler.
Yeah, it's just like a non-title, you know. Truth and Axel get to show some stuff here. It's kind of a short match, you know. Truth gets some good offense in, so does Axel. Then all of a sudden, when it looks like Axel is about to take over, CM Punk's music plays. You see Heyman's face and Axel. They're like looking around, like, "What do we do? What do we do?"
Yeah, where's it gonna come from?
And then while they're waiting for Punk, Truth hits the lie detector, gets the pin on the Intercontinental Champion.
Yep. And Punk got him.
Yeah, Punk trolled him, basically, in a sense. Trolled him.
Yep. That was the whole point of that thing, playing mind games with him.
Yeah. So he got the pin. Axel and Heyman just are not happy as they go to commercial. And that brings up to like the next match, which is basically a Divas match. Is Alicia Fox versus Brie Bella. The winner of this actually got a title shot at Battleground. Really, not much to really talk about. They show Tamina and AJ Lee watching in the back. Couple decent offensive moves here. I I think, Mike, you were saying, like, you told me before, like, Brie Bella is actually getting better in the ring.
Yeah, I think she's getting better. Her, like, it wasn't a bad match, I don't think. But,
no, it wasn't too bad.
I thought she's working hard. I think she kind of has to too because
they're putting her more, giving her more of a push.
They're giving her more of a push just because of the whole her getting married to Daniel Bryan
and the Total Divas show and all that crap in between.
Total Divas show, yeah. So it's they're like really pushing her.
Yeah.
But it was a decent match. Like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I've seen a lot worse.
And I will say she is getting better, and it's actually nice to see another diva that's not on Total Divas wrestling in a match, not named Oksana. Sorry, shots fired. I didn't mean to say that. So after that match, basically there's another promo. We see a lot of Paul Heyman in this week's episode of Raw. We see a lot of Paul Heyman. There's another backstage thing with him, Axel, and Ryback. He's trying to cheer up Axel after getting basically upset by R-Truth. Paul Heyman just keeps talking about Ryback, how, like, you know, he's been a savior to him ever since he saved him at Night of Champions and stuff. Well, he tells him to go get something to eat, and then he tells Curtis Axel, like, he's got something big to announce or to do out there at the ring tonight. He's going to the ring and propose to Ryback. And I'll be honest, I just stood there and I was just like, what? Are you serious? Yeah. Like,
now, I'm not going to say that sounds gay, but that sounds kind of gay.
That's Billy and Chuck Part 2? I don't know if anybody remembers the Billy and Chuck. You know, that was like the huge thing. But
I remember Billy and Chuck.
Oh, Billy and Chuck. Whatever
I think
happened.
some people wish they didn't.
I bet you.
I don't remember that.
Really? That was that made huge national news, man.
Billy and Chuck?
Remember when they had like that fake wedding, like, and they really didn't get married or anything, but like.
What year was it?
Oh, it was.
I think this was like 2003.
3 or 4, right, Nick? Something around.
Wow,
yeah, it was around that time or so.
I don't remember that at all.
But when it came out, it actually made national news.
Just for the storyline, what it was?
Yeah, it made national news for the storyline that it was. So I was just like, oh, okay. But I was like, oh, God, is Paul Heyman and them going to go to this again? All right. So anyways, after that promo, then we get an interview with The Big Show. And, oh, God, The Big Show. This guy has just been, like, you know, doing basically Triple H and Stephanie's grunt work, basically being their little bitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Knocking out The Miz, knocking out Dusty Rhodes, doing everything because, you know, he needs the job and he needs to do it for his family. So, you know, Show cuts this promo saying that it's not, you know, it's not easy to do the right thing all the time. It's like it's easy when it's easy to make these type of decisions when it's not your neck on the line.
Yeah.
You know, and all this other stuff. So he's basically just showing a little bit of anger. He's been forced to do everything by Triple H. You know, he knocked out a Hall of Famer that he idolized since he entered the business.
He entered the business and he just goes off talking about how he's tired of it and he's tired of Triple H and he wants to knock him out finally.
Yeah, and then Joe just.
It's such a ridiculous promo.
Let's get fucking serious here. That was not an Oscar-worthy performance. I mean, Mike, for God's sake, your picture says it all.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the picture on on this video or wherever it's gonna be, that's exactly what he looked like. Like the whole time he's giving a promo. It's like you cannot take this guy seriously at all. It's like
I don't think I could. I mean, I don't mean to cut you off. I'll let you finish. I got something to add to that.
No, but it's just like the most fake anger like you could ever think of. Like it wasn't even like if I was watching and I didn't know, like I wouldn't be buying that this guy's like snapped. I would be like, this guy is, I don't know what's up, but this is hilarious.
Like he was just shaking uncontrollably, like he was about to crap his pants or something. And his eyes kept getting bigger and bigger, and he has his fist all clenched up, and he's just like, I just can't take it anymore. I'm gonna knock him, Triple H out. And it was just, oh God.
But what's worse, this Big Show or him crying?
I think I'd still kind of take this over him crying.
I would too. I would definitely too. But yeah, but he's he's still being involved in these storylines and stuff. So it's interesting to see where they're gonna take him from here. But yeah, he basically says I'm gonna go knock Triple H out. So he goes to his office. So basically, then it's not announced on Raw, but we're not really gonna go over SmackDown. But SmackDown, basically nothing really happened. So we're just.
What else is new?
Yeah.
Spoiler: nothing happened.
Nothing happened. But basically, R-Truth and Curtis Axel for the Intercontinental title was announced on SmackDown. So that's where that storyline kind of led. So that's an extra match for the card. So the next match is Alberto Del Rio versus Zack Ryder. And wow, guys, this is 3 weeks in a row he's on Raw. What's going on?
Calling it right now, dude. He's going to be in the main event picture pretty soon.
Is this guy getting a push again?
I hope he does. I like Ryder. I'm a fan of him.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. I like him. I like him a lot. He seemed to got over with the fans a lot. When he got that somewhat semi-push when he won the U.S. belt and stuff.
Oh, so long ago.
Yeah. Now it's just
so long ago, he got really hot, on his own accord, and then WWE just kind of sent Cena in to regulate, and that was the end of that.
And
yeah, he put himself over. Or I don't think they like that.
Yeah.
They didn't like that. Triple H didn't like that.
It's not what's best for business.
He gave Cena the shovel and said, "You know what to do."
You know what to do. Take my job for me.
It was still a good match, though.
No, it was a very good match. We can all agree that both of them are very good in the ring, especially Del Rio. He's really, really good, and I've said this before.
In the ring, but
I've said this, yeah. He's really good, but he's fucking boring.
He's fucking boring, man.
He needs Ricardo. Splitting him from Ricardo, that never sat well with me. I still don't understand this.
Yeah, I thought that was a big mistake. That was literally the only thing that made Del Rio interesting.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there's some good offense from both, but eventually Del Rio hits him with the cross arm breaker, makes him tap.
Makes him tap immediately. As soon as he locked it on, he taps.
He taps, and then he beats him down for a little bit. Makes the champ looking strong going into the pay-per-view against RVD, which is a feud that I honestly just don't really give two craps about.
Yeah, it's gone on way too long.
Yeah.
It just hasn't been very compelling, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, the last pay-per-view, they could have really did something, especially with RVD destroying Del Rio afterwards, but they still refuse to let Sandow cash, which doesn't make any. It didn't make any sense last time, and because the dude had to be carried out with help, and he couldn't even walk. What other? There's no better opportunity to cash.
Yeah,
in.
It seemed like they were perfectly setting up a Sandow cash in, and
it's why everything why would you not cash in right there?
I think that's why, I think we even discussed this before we even started the podcast. That pay-per-view was, really horrible.
But, it's the same thing. It's they're just continuing this for no reason.
Yeah, what
are they going to do? Because I think Sandow cashes again, or cashes this time.
And we know that RVD's leaving. We know that he's leaving.
Yeah,
he's going on hiatus.
So what are they going to do with...
in a week or two.
So what are they going to do with Rodrigo?
Honestly, Rodrigo. Well, actually, no. I'll save this for when we get to the Battleground rundown.
Okay.
I'll talk about it then.
All right. So, anyways, I can't even talk. Del
Rio and Rodrigo. Who the fuck's Rodrigo?
Dude, I'm full of botches today. I'm sorry. I'm full of botches. In more ways than one. Come on.
Okay. So just to let the listeners know, this is the second time we recorded this. We recorded this earlier today. We did a little over an hour and 10 minutes, and Jar goes to upload it, and he botched the whole thing where there was no audio recorded. So
look,
you can't put this all on me, son, because all right, never mind. I'll take the blame. It's my fault.
Mistakes were made.
Second time, mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made. Let's move on.
Jar is the Sabu of this podcast.
I've been demoted to the jobbers. I'm a jobber now. I've been taken out of the main event picture.
Sabu was fucking awesome.
That Botch.
Okay, anyways, let's move on. Oh God. Oh man. So next is the segment, the promo with Paul Heyman that I felt was just awkward.
This was the segment where Subtlety got taken out back behind the shed and beaten to death with a shovel.
Basically, yes. Paul Heyman comes to the ring, followed by his newfound love, Ryback.
The bromance.
The bromance, man.
I think it was Michael. No, Jerry Lawler put it. He called it the bromance.
The bromance.
No, Jerry. No. I believe Lawler called it. What was it? Ryback Mountain.
Ryback Mountain. Yes.
God, I missed that one.
Hey, no, he called it Ryback Mountain.
Yeah.
And JBL and Cole didn't say one word. They didn't say one word. It was like silent for a minute, and then Cole said something.
I missed that.
I was like, dude, that's all good.
That's good fucking running right there. Come on, King still got it.
King still got it.
King still got it once in a while when they let him.
Yeah, when they let him.
They should just let him be a heel again.
Dude, heel King was the best. But
heel King was the best.
That's for another time. That's for another
yeah.
time. So anyways, Heyman and Ryback come out. And, he says that he gives, Ryback, a lot of praise because Ryback saved him and all this stuff from CM Punk's attacks. Ryback talks and he says, the one thing I hate bullies. I'm like, what? O'Doyle? Are you serious? So he says that he hates bullies, and Punk taking all the friendship knowledge and all this other stuff from Paul Heyman that he learned and putting it in his face. He can't let it stand. He doesn't stand for bullies. So then Paul's just like getting really, really weird. Heyman is just like, 2013 is such a progressive year, and in this society that it's better to be honest about your true feelings towards others. And then Heyman gets really weird. The crowd doesn't know what to say about this. Says, I want this relationship between Ryback and myself to be more than just a regular superstar or advocate relationship. Ever since Ryback saved his life, quote unquote, he's had an extra spring in his step. Feels more like a man. I
was seriously expecting Heyman to just look into the camera at some point during this segment and just say, "No homo."
Yeah, seriously, I know, right? All he had to do was say "no homo" once, and it would have been okay. That's all he had to say, but he didn't. But then Paul just says, that because of Ryback, he wants to feel that way for the rest of his life. And that's when I was like, oh, man, no homo, please. No, God. And the crowd is just like, and he says, and tonight, in front of the world, I want to make you. And then everybody's just like, what the fuck?
I want to make an honest man out of you, Ryback.
I want to make an honest man out of you. He gets on one knee, grabs his hand, and says, Ryback, will you be a Paul Heyman guy? And everybody's just like, what the fuck?
And then they look longingly into each other's eyes, and Ryback carries him off over the threshold.
No, that's not what happened. That's what people wanted. No, nobody wanted to see that. Let me rephrase that. But they show Ryback in the camera, and he's starting to get a little smirk on his face. I'm like, oh, God, this is... I think that's when King said Ryback Mountain.
Yeah.
And, I got a good chuckle out of that. Then all of a sudden, CM Punk's music hits. Oh, my God. And then they go into full panic mode, wondering where Punk's coming from. Punk comes over from the barricade, falls, and it looks like he got hurt. And the immediate, I'm thinking, Botch?
Nah, it couldn't have been a botch. Because, he cleared it, and then he lands, and he just, kind of falls over.
No, that's true. Well, so anyway,
you could tell from the start that he was just selling it.
Yeah, he was... okay.
I mean, especially because the whole night they were talking about setting up traps. And so...
Oh, that's a good point, yeah. So anyways, he's outside of the ring for a good, I don't know, 2 to 3 minutes, maybe more.
A couple minutes.
Yeah, he's just, holding his knee. Looks like he's hurt. Heyman and Ryback are just like, what the hell is going on? Okay. So, they get closer to the ropes. Punk gets to the apron, pulls out a kendo stick, and just goes to town on Ryback and Heyman. Axel comes in. He hits Axel with the kendo stick. Hits Ryback again. Ryback falls out of the ring. So does Heyman. And then they just watch him beat the hell out of Axel. And I'm just like, man, it sucks to be Curtis Axel.
Yeah, it pretty much sucks being him right now. I think WWE is... I think them bringing Ryback into this whole equation was sort of their way of saying that.
Sorry,
Yeah,
kid, you're not working out.
yeah, sorry, kid. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Best of
He's
luck.
not that great. I
Best
don't
of
really
luck in your future endeavors. Oh God.
I don't really like Axel too much.
Shout outs to John Laurinaitis wherever he is. Oh, man.
John Laryngitis.
It's Johnny Ace, man. Anyways. God. Then Punk hits Axel with the GTS, and I didn't like the way Axel sold it, to be honest, but that's another thing. So he hits him, Ryback watches, and Heyman watches, and they cut to commercial. So this brings in the second to last match of the night, which is a 6-man tag between the Shield,
Shield,
the Usos, and my boy, Mr. Dolph Ziggler. Oh, God.
Dolph, he's here to show the world.
He here to show the world. He ain't showing them shit because he's getting buried.
He's here to show the world how to sell and job.
He's basically here. He's like, I'm here to show the world how to job. Oh man, but this is a good match. All six wrestlers are good in the ring. They're very entertaining. I mean, I think we all can agree that all these guys are good. Especially,
no
especially
doubt
the
about it.
Shield. The Shield, like we've said before, all 3 members of the Shield are main event talent waiting to happen. They're all
Big
main event.
time.
They're all main event talent. They can all carry themselves. Ziggler, I personally think Ziggler's up there. I think a lot of other people do, but he's just getting that shovel right now for no apparent reason. Thanks, John Cena.
The shoveling.
I blame John Cena for everything. I'm sorry.
I don't blame you.
There's a lot of action, a lot of high offensive moves, back and forth. But basically, the Shield comes out looking strong, because they have to. They're in a match on Sunday. Ziggler, hey, no surprise here. The Usos don't get pinned. It's Ziggler that jobs.
Yeah.
Ziggler hits the zigzag on Rollins. He wasn't the legal man. Reigns hits him with a spear for the 3 count. And then I must say, he sold the damn spear pretty well.
Oh yeah, he sold that. Yeah, he sold the hell out of it.
Him and Rollins are the 2 best sellers and moves in the WWE by bar none. Those two are the best. It's always entertaining to watch a match, but it was a good match. It was probably, let me see, all the matches on the card. I think it was probably the best match for me, at least, on Raw.
The best one?
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
I think
Yeah.
for me it was the best match on Raw. So, after the match, we go backstage again, and it's Big Show prancing around Triple H's office, waiting for him, I guess. And it's like, dude, why don't you just Triple H is around there somewhere? Just walk around. Why are you waiting in his office? So
he's obviously going to show up in his office.
Yeah.
Some guy waiting to knock him out.
Yeah,
Oh,
seriously.
clearly.
So the security comes saying that, Big Show, you said a threat. We have to do something about this. And he's just like, what? Oh, my God, he didn't mean it. And then Steph comes in and says, oh, he's been under a lot of pressure.
She
He
basically literally talks to the cops like Big Show is retarded and doesn't know what he's doing.
He's like an immature kid that's just like on a rampage that doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah. So Steph just like talks him down, and then Stephanie being Stephanie, just like, I just talked to your wife, Show, and she said that you're not measuring up to her expectations at home too. It's like burn,
sick burn, yo.
burn. And I know, Mike, you're just not happy with this whole Stephanie thing. You're just not happy with her. I mean,
I don't really like it too much.
it's just like like you said, before, she's not getting anything out of this because no one's gonna put her in her place per se. So
Exactly. No one's gonna touch her. You see her shitting on AJ week after week, but those 2 aren't gonna have a match anytime soon. So, again, what does this accomplish?
Yeah.
all I'm gonna ask for now is when's Shane O'Mac?
He doesn't have to be in any matches. Just have him randomly jump off shit. Dude, Shane's gonna jump off the Titantron before
Don't
the main
do it!
event.
Don't do it, Shane! Don't do it! My God, he killed him! My God!
Bring back Steve Blackman, yeah.
Yo, Steve Blackman.
Yo, Steve Blackman, Hall of Fame 2014. Let's go.
Yo, Steve Blackman was the truth, man. I must say that guy put in work. But
Stories I've heard about that guy too.
oh God, Steve Blackman. So, anyways, Steph just talks down the show, saying, "What are you gonna do, Show? You're not gonna do anything." So she leaves. Show sits down, and then all of a sudden he gets angry and punches a Triple H poster, and there's a hole in the wall. It's like, oh no, Show's getting angry. He's hulking up. Look out! Don't piss off this guy. But it's like, I don't know. like we said, this storyline is just getting really, I don't know. It's like, let him do
Really
something.
old really fast.
That's like, let him do something, or don't. Like, or just make him make him turn heel. I'm just tired of this. Like,
Big Show?
yeah.
No point to turn him heel.
Well, then let him just, I don't know. Maybe they have better plans. But
Do something. Throw a pie, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I'll do something. I'm getting tired of this. Anyways, so we move on. There's another interview with RVD, you know, obviously to hype up his match at Battleground. And I'll be honest, they were doing this all night, and I was freaking salty. They kept showing top 10s of YouTube clips. I'm just like, instead of promos, I'm just like, so wait, RVD's like, instead of letting me cut a promo, I'm gonna show you guys why I'm good. And the show is like his top 10, you know, whatever, top 10 hardcore stuff. I don't remember.
This whole part pissed me off to no end. That's not cutting a fucking promo. That's literally just showing us a YouTube video that we could see on our own.
Yep, in a nutshell, that's basically what it is. So, I mean, it's whatever. So, you know, he cuts his little promo saying, you know, this matchup for Hardcore Rules is perfect to me, blah, blah, blah. Even ADR will understand that it's going to be Rob Van Dam winning. So, end of promo. And, oh, God. All right, so we come back from commercial, and we have, by God, the main event match of the night? Did I read this right?
Yeah, let it be known. Let it be known and said and heard far and wide that on September 30th, in the year of our Lord 2013, Santino Marella was the main event on Raw.
God help us all.
What the fuck is going on?
So Santino comes out with Hornswoggle and the Great Khali versus Antonio Cesaro with Coulter and Swagger. And you guys, I mean, I don't know if I told the podcast last week, but I'm really high on Cesaro. I think he's probably one of the best technical wrestlers.
Oh, I love the guy. I think he's great. I mean,
yeah, he's good.
Again, he's amazing in the ring, and he is crazy ass strong too. Yeah. I mean,
he may be like Mike. Were you saying something to me like last week or something? He may be like one of the strongest guys.
Yeah, it did supposed to be strong as all fuck, but that's why they're letting him do that big swing just to show it off.
Yeah. So, anyways, you know, this match is kind of short
because going back to that big swing, I think on main event or on Superstar or something, he has a match with someone and he does the big swing on them. I forgot who it was, but it was a big guy.
Was that the match with Titus O'Neil?
I think so.
He did that on SmackDown.
Mm.
Oh.
He did it on SmackDown. He did it to Titus O'Neil. It was pretty sick. I must agree.
No, that dude's not small.
Yeah, that dude is definitely not small. So props to Cesaro. This match had a few things. Cesaro showed some good moves, but so basically Santino, you know, goes for the Cobra. Then he gets distracted. The Cobra gets thrown out.
And no more Cobra.
And then basically, it's like I don't know, what would you call it? Like a botched finish, or like
it looked like he was going for something. I can't tell what it was, but Santino kind of just fell on top of Cesaro
and got the 3 count.
Yeah, I have no clue what it was, but it looked really, really bad.
Yeah,
I assumed they were going for something else, but
yeah, because even like I know maybe he's just selling it, but Cesaro even looked like, what the fuck, like it just looked weird. So Santino gets the win over Cesaro, and I couldn't be saltier. Like, Cesaro's jobbing now to Santino. Like, come on.
Yes.
Santino's just a comedic act. Like, he's not going to be a nobody. He's a nobody. At least in my eyes. I mean, he's entertaining, but, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm still salty from that last week's SmackDown with the whole, or 2 weeks ago from, like, or whatever it was, that snake crap, man.
The snake charmer.
The snake charmer. I was just salty about that. But I will give credit to Triple H, though. Triple H, someone tweeted that to him, and Triple H actually just, like, snapped back at him. It was pretty funny. I forgot what the tweet said. But it was pretty funny, you know. He snapped at him. It was hilarious. But anyways, so Santino gets the win, and basically they go to commercial and they come back, and this is basically like, I don't know, I would call this the main event confrontation of the night. You have
the main event segment.
The main event segment.
They've been building it up the whole night.
You got Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. So King holds like a like a, I don't know, a moderation. He was like the moderator for a little bit. So they both come out. They cut their little. Yeah, they basically both come out. They cut their little promo or whatnot. Orton says that, you know, he says the same stuff that he says all the time about Daniel Bryan. You know, you're a troll, you're a goldface. You are not the look of the WWE champion.
So boring.
Randy Orton,
And
listen to my shitty promos.
And then Daniel Bryan just basically calls him out for being a monotone and all this other stuff. I saw
monotone, no nothing in his promos. It's so bad.
Yeah. So basically,
Yeah, I can't stand Orton. So.
Yeah, I'm not a big, huge fan of Randy Orton either.
I just want him to get a third strike already. Get him out.
Hey, Ziggler moves up. Yeah.
They'll still bury him.
Yeah, probably. No, they'll give it to Santino. Oh God. Oh God. So basically, they just kind of like job back and forth, and you're just like, okay, you know, and it's getting a little, you know, out of it. And you know, Orton uses the thing that Triple H said a couple weeks ago that Daniel's not an A, he's a B+. And then basically, you know, he brings in this whole thing with him being engaged to Brie Bella. And he basically doesn't call Daniel a man. He says one day Brie's going to wake up and realize that she's not sleeping with a handsome champion. She's going to be sleeping with a barnyard animal. That basically sets off Daniel Bryan, and hey, here we go, the confrontation.
Versus the Viper.
Yeah, basically, long story short, Randy Orton kicks his ass.
Yeah, he beats him down pretty good.
Brie Bella comes out and I guess to support her man, and she just watches Orton demolish him.
Okay.
Yeah, well, she comes out to beg him to stop. But...
Yeah, and you know what? I called this last week. I said that they were going to bring in this whole thing with, you know, Bryan and Brie being together and shit. I just didn't think they were going to do it this soon, though.
Yeah, it seemed like it was going to be one of those things that eventually they'd get to, but they did get to it pretty fast.
Yeah, they wasted no time going to the well on this one.
So I figured well, I assume it's gonna go on for a while though.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll get a Raw wedding one day.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna milk this because it's gonna be on Total Divas and all this other stuff too. They're gonna milk this.
Oh, they're gonna milk the shit out of it for all it's worth.
Yeah. So, anyways, you know, the night ends with Orton putting Bryan through the table with an RKO. So that basically sets up for the pay-per-view. Now, I mentioned earlier in the podcast, we're not going to talk about SmackDown even though it hasn't been aired. We read the spoilers. We all read the sheets and everything. And honestly, there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, the big spoiler is that nothing happens.
Yeah. The only thing I guess you could say is Big Show shows a little more aggression, and he looks like he's starting to turn on and starting to help Daniel Bryan. I guess basically just he's gonna become someone to fight against Triple H in this whole corporation thing.
But yeah, I mean overall with Raw and SmackDown this week, these were pretty I guess you could say pretty bland, pretty just all over the place. Not exactly a good way to sell a pay-per-view, especially when this is especially when this pay-per-view's first ever outing.
Yeah.
I don't
First
think
and last outing.
First and last outing. I like it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. So now let's move to Battleground. It's kind of funny that Ryback's the poster boy for Battleground. It's hilarious. You'll see it when the video's uploaded. I have the poster of Battleground up there, courtesy of WWE.com. I have to give that lame shout out, but anyways. So let's go over the card. We'll give you guys our predictions, and then maybe we'll spend a few minutes on talking about where this could lead after the pay-per-view. To pay-per-views as Hell in the Cell is in a few more weeks after this one, and then Survivor Series and maybe on. So first match on the card is the pre-show. Damien Sandow, the Money in the Bank winner for the World Heavyweight Championship, versus my boy, Mr. Buried Ziggler.
Ziggler.
Job Ziggler. He should not even be called Dolph anymore. I'm already predicting Sandow's going to win because I just have no hope for Ziggler at this point.
Yeah, as much as
I think Sandow wins because I have a feeling he might cash at this pay-per-view.
I think it's going to be a good match though because both of
both of these guys they'll put on a good match.
Yeah, both of these guys are great workers. I'm actually really surprised that Sandow hasn't been on Raw or SmackDown lately. But I mean, I guess Ziggler's not completely buried because he's still on Raw every week, so I can't complain yet about that. He's not He's not completely buried yet. But
no Miz on this card. It's kind of sad.
Oh, no Miz on Raw either. I think.
No, this is true. Yeah, there was no Miz.
No Miz on Raw. Wow. No. Okay. Well, anyway, so it should be a good match. I think it's going to be really, really good. They're both capable of putting on great matches. Sandow probably gets the nod because, like you said, you may think he cashes that night. The next match was kind of just like basically no build-up. Just I feel like just something to throw on the card to keep these guys relevant is Bray Wyatt versus Kofi Kingston. We touched about it. Literally, this match got thrown together right after the there wasn't even like a confrontation on Raw. It's just like Bray Wyatt came out after a Kingston win and just cut a promo, not even attacking Kingston. And now this is a match.
Yeah, it's just this match just strikes me as a whole. Hey, we don't really have anything for the Wyatts to do, but hey, they're still around.
Yeah, it's just kind of a filler match for Wyatt.
Yeah.
Which obviously, there's no shot in hell that Kofi wins.
Yeah. They got to keep.
If Kofi does win, it'll be by some DQ with him getting beat down.
Yeah, Wyatt's probably gonna win because they need to make him look strong still.
They got it.
So, the next match is for the Intercontinental title: Curtis Axel versus R-Truth, which was announced this week after the match on Raw. Honestly,
WWE, they already gave us this match for free on TV, which shows you how much they really give a shit about this one.
Yeah, like honestly, am I gonna really buy this pay-per-view? No.
No.
But we'll talk about that later. I'm just not excited for this. Curtis Axel is a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong; he's good, but he's just not someone that I can get behind. R-Truth is cool. I respect him. But it's just like I'm not really caring about this match, and I don't think Curtis Axel loses as long as he has Heyman as his manager.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
He keeps the strap because what's the point of R-Truth to keep winning the title?
No, there is none. There's no point to give him the belt.
Yeah.
There's hardly any point in the IC title at this point. Like, that belt is just window dressing.
Yeah, you know what? And you know what's funny? Every belt is defended on the card except Dean Ambrose's U.S. title.
Which, again, shows you how much they care about
every belt.
No, the tag team championships are up.
Oh, yeah, the tag team champs aren't defended.
Yeah, those aren't being defended either.
Oh, but I'm retarded. Sorry.
Oh, bodied, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm blessed. Well, anyways, we have the next match, which actually just leads us into the a tag team match. Is tag champs Reigns and Rollins versus Cody Rhodes and Goldust with Dusty Rhodes in the corner. Basically, if the Rhodes win, they get their jobs back. If they lose, all of them are unemployed. This has been something that's been building for a while. I'm actually honestly really surprised that Cody Rhodes is back so soon. I thought he was going to be back around Hell in the Cell, but this match can go either way because they still have plenty of possibilities. Me personally, I think the Rhodes are going to win, but I feel like that's like the easy way out.
Yeah, I mean, from a storyline standpoint, it seems like there's quite a few different directions this can go in. This is pretty much like one of the matches on the card that I'm really not sure how it's going to really go down until it actually happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suspect a screwball finish, though.
Screwball finish?
Something happens.
Yeah, something happens, but it's going to be... I think it's going to be a good match because obviously I'm really high on the Shield. Cody Rhodes I'm really high on as well. And to be honest, when Goldust came back and wrestled Orton, he put on a good match. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, he still got it.
He still got it. So I'm expecting a pretty entertaining match regardless of the outcome. Next match on the card is CM Punk versus Ryback. And the question is will this be the end of the Heyman feud?
Nope.
I don't think so either. But I think Punk wins because, frankly, he's got to at this point.
Nope, there's still one more pay-per-view to go.
You think he jobs at this one too?
I think something happens and then it finishes at Hell in the Cell.
I don't know. I mean, to be perfectly honest, like with this whole, I mean, look, here's the thing. The whole Punk-Heyman feud, it started off great. It lived up to everything we wanted it to be, especially with Lesnar in the mix. But now at this point, it's just kind of treading water. There's not a whole lot keeping it going, even with the addition of Ryback. And to be, look, I'll put it bluntly. Punk has to go over and win this match. Otherwise, there's no way to justify this feud to keep going.
Yeah, basically. I'm because if as just a casual fan, if I saw even for myself, if I see CM Punk lose again, how am I going to care about this feud to keep going on if he keeps losing?
Well, the thing is, he really hasn't lost. Like the last match, he's pretty much beat Brock, and he beat what's his name,
Heyman and
Heyman.
Axel. Yeah,
but it's like
something happens.
Something always happens. So it's like it's never like
you
Punk
hate to see this type of thing happen.
It's never Punk just straight up losing, like just getting destroyed. It's always like him winning, and then shit happening.
Yeah, basically.
And then him getting screwed over.
Yeah. So, wow. I still think Punk's got this one. But who knows? He's been losing the last few pay-per-views. It wouldn't surprise me if he loses. The next match on the card is for the Divas Championship. AJ Lee versus Brie Bella.
Brie wins?
I'll be honest, yeah, Brie's going to win. As much as I love AJ Lee, and don't get me wrong, I love AJ Lee.
Oh, don't we all?
And I think she's the best that they got right now.
No, easily.
They're going to give it to Brie Bella simply because they can market it better.
I'm more of an Alicia Fox type of guy.
How did I know you were going to say that? Oh, jeez.
She's hot.
Hey, I'm not saying she isn't. It's just AJ Lee is my cup of tea. I'm sorry.
Oh, same here. It's my fucking hot cup of tea.
But yeah, I truly do think Brie Bella will probably take the belt home simply because they can market her with Total Divas and all this other stuff, and especially now that both twins are getting a push. So I'm pretty sure she's gonna come home with a strap on this one.
Yeah. I think AJ's kind of run her course now and everything. So.
And I'm kind of sad about that because she cut that pipe bomb, if you want to call it that, about a month ago or whatever it was, and that was a pretty good promo, and it was actually true. So
yeah, a lot of it really was true with all the shit she said.
Yeah, so it's sad, but maybe they got something better for her. I don't know, but Awesome Kong comes back or Karma. That'd be awesome.
Oh, God.
No, that'd be cool. I'd be down for that. No, Mickey James will come back. It'll be AJ versus Mickey James.
Crazy versus crazy?
Yeah, basically. Who's crazier? Shit. Okay, so the next match, the last two matches on the card, World Heavyweight Championship, Del Rio versus RVD, Hardcore Rules. Give me a reason to care about this match.
That hurt.
Yeah. Okay, it's
you got nothing.
Yeah,
you got nothing.
It's kind of hard to care about this feud, despite how good these guys are in the ring. And this feud just hasn't been all that great.
Hardcore Rules, to me, when this was first announced, to me this kind of set up that Del Rio would win because Rodrigo would turn on RVD.
Yeah, that's what
Rodrigo? Who the fuck's Rodrigo?
I don't know what the fuck his name is. Ricardo. Why did I keep saying Rodrigo? I don't fucking know. I'm tired, alright?
Yeah, this is kind of what I was going to say earlier. Like, with the way this match is set up, and with RVD going on hiatus, it's looking pretty obvious that Ricardo is going to turn on RVD and go back to Del Rio. It just, like no matter which way you slice it, with
honestly, okay, go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
Sorry. With RVD's, hiatus coming up, like, really soon, there's no way he's walking out of there with a belt.
And honestly, like, it's best for both parties if Ricardo goes back to Del Rio.
Yeah.
It makes Del Rio, I guess, better as far as, like, just not as stale. But like Mike said, too, I can see that stipulation coming out, or I can also see RVD winning, he gets hurt, and Sandow cashes. I don't know which one's more likely, to be honest.
I'm predicting the cash.
I would actually like to see a Sandow cash in, and it seems kind of like that's a very possible thing too, because they've been sort of keeping him off Raw and SmackDown the last couple of weeks, kind of really keeping him in the dark.
Yeah, they just need to get it over with already.
Maybe they just kind of make people not suspect a cash in so much.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Honestly, like, Money in the Bank is one of my favorite pay-per-views, but I think it's time to do away with that whole briefcase thing.
I think it's just the way that they book them. To be honest, like I think it's a great idea, and I think it's cool because it brings up the young and upcoming stars. But I think it's honestly the way that they book these guys too.
Yeah,
Like,
which we kind of talked about last week.
look at Ziggler when he had it. Ziggler was losing all the time, and then all of a sudden he cashes. Like it's just like the way they book. It's I don't know, but that could be saved for another podcast. Like we have so many topics that we can talk about. Nick and I want to spend a podcast talking about the invasion angle. Like I think that'd be pretty fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
The burial of hey, where did Buff Bagwell go?
I guess Buff didn't have the stuff WWE was looking for.
Who better than Canyon? Nobody. God.
Did that guy die?
Yeah, R.I.P. Canyon. I'm sorry. Too soon? Too soon?
Give it another year, and we can start making Canyon jokes.
Oh man, we don't speak. We don't speak of Crispin. You know, we don't speak of that guy either.
Who?
Oh, Chris Benoit? No wait, that can't be it, right? No, I don't. I'm butchering the name. I don't know.
I don't know who you're talking about, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know either. I was always more of a fan of Disco Inferno.
Word to your mama.
Well, Fandango pretty much is fucking Disco Inferno.
Norman Smiley, man. Come on.
We're kind of getting off track here. Let's keep this rolling.
All right, and then finally the main events, the WWE Championship, the vacant title, Daniel Bryan versus the Viper, Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
Basically, in a nutshell.
Orton.
Regardless how you feel that this feud has been going for the last few weeks after Night of Champions, the one thing I think we can all agree on, they'll put on a good match.
Oh yeah, it'll be a good match.
I think.
Yeah, they've proven many times this year they got great chemistry in the ring. You know, I have no concerns about them putting on a good match.
Yeah, they'll put on a great match. I don't have a problem with that. What do you guys with Hell in the Cell being like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks after this?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I believe 2 weeks. Yeah.
I think it's like 2 or 3 weeks right after.
Something like that. What do you guys think of the outcome of this match?
Honestly, I can see there being another kind of screwy-ass finish at this where there's still not a decisive champion.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably keep this feud going until, Hell in a Cell and have that be basically the end of this feud. And then kind of move on to something else.
That would
they gotta prep something for Survivor Series. I don't think Triple H and them are going away.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Because I think with Survivor Series you'll have like Triple H's team versus
Daniel Bryan.
Bryan's team or something.
And
So,
my boy Ziggler better be on that card.
Like Bryan and Big Show.
Oh, don't worry, he'll be there jobbing.
He'll be the first one eliminated. God. Or no,
so I think we're still gonna see it go a little bit longer.
Yeah, definitely. Don't be like Nick. You were telling me, don't be surprised to see Triple H put the belt. Oh God.
Yeah, I've said. Look, I will keep saying this until it happens. Do not be surprised if before this whole storyline is all said and done, Triple H has one last title run. Whether you goddamn want it or not, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that shit happened at all.
They've given it to a part-timer already before, so.
Yeah.
Hey, but he's The Rock. He's The Rock.
Gives a shit.
He's The Rock. Yo, it doesn't matter what you think. He's The Rock.
That is correct, sir. It does not matter what he thinks.
That guy made Fast 5 and Fast 6.
And now Fast 7. And he's going to be in Hercules, yo.
I mean, we can all agree his best movie was The Pacifier or The Tooth Fairy. I mean, come on, man. That's some grade A acting right there.
I think you all underestimate the cinematic masterpiece that was Doom.
Fucking Doom, I remember that. I saw that movie in theaters.
Hey, so did I. But shout outs to that first-person shooter bit in the movie. That part was the best part of the movie.
Why are we plugging The Rock's movies?
I don't
Good,
know.
bad?
Cheap pop. All right, anyways. So, I probably think Orton wins this. I don't know. Something tells me that Bryan doesn't win this yet.
I think Bryan might possibly get screwed over.
But
And then he'll be like, oops. Triple H will kind of be like laughing, like, you had your chance, haha.
Yeah. Because, like, the rumor is that they want Bryan to win the Royal Rumble in 2014. So if he wins the Rumble, that means he's not champ.
So who is going to be the champion at that point?
So that tells me one of two things. this is his last title match, or he wins it and he loses it. Like, maybe he wins this and he loses at Hell in the Cell, or he loses it at the December pay-per-view. I don't know, but I doubt they would. I doubt they would drop the belt in the December pay-per-view. That would just be my guess.
I don't know. It's still too early to be calling the Rumble, though. So
yeah, that's true. But
I could seriously see like a big turning point in this whole storyline coming at Survivor Series.
Yeah, I hope so.
A big shift coming.
I hope so. But yeah, so I mean that kind of just wraps out the card. The card is kind of lackluster to me, in my opinion. I think it's simply because there's not enough build to a lot of these matches that this is a pay-per-view that was not necessary at all.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about this pay-per-view. Like, a lot of the matches just haven't had very good build-up or any build-up at all, or they're just rematches from Night of Champions.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, let's call a spade here. There is really no discernible reason for this pay-per-view to exist.
Basically.
Like, can you think of any logical reason why they need to have two pay-per-views in the same month?
No, I can't.
Especially since, ratings in general have been doing a nosedive ever since Night of Champions.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. The ratings are bad. That there's rumors that Vince McMahon's going to make a return sooner than was anticipated, sooner than planned. So, who knows? I mean, maybe they finally realize that this storyline isn't going anywhere. They need to add a few things, or they need to change some things up.
They gotta move on to the next step of this storyline. It feels like it's been in stasis for a little too long now.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens, but hopefully they can get it turned around. But
they're gonna have to get it turned around like pretty quickly. Like, they gotta get their shit together. They gotta bring their A game.
Yeah.
Because right now, you want to know what they're competing with? They're competing with the NFL. They're competing with the return of basketball. They're competing with the MLB playoffs.
And don't even count out like just the regular TV shows in primetime spots for like on CBS, like the comedies and stuff. Like, those shows are going to compete with them too. So you got to make sure you bring your A game, like you said. You got to bring your A game, and then baseball playoffs too. Like, that's going to be a killer too. So they better make sure that they have something that is going to be enjoyable for the fans. So, but. Yeah, I think that's kind of it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
yeah. This is our second go-through, so we apologize.
Yeah, but
if we missed a lot.
Nah, I think we covered everything. Like we said, there really wasn't that much news this week. Like,
yeah, it wasn't a whole lot to talk about.
But I mean, granted that we are recording it pretty early in the week because we want the predictions out. So, but yeah, we covered everything, and like we said, nothing on. I mean, by all means, you could watch SmackDown, but from the stuff that we read on the sheets, there isn't nothing you're missing. Just putting that out there. It's like SmackDown is the recap of Raw in a sense.
It really is.
So, but yeah, that will do it for this edition of the podcast. We try and record one every week, so we'll be back next week. If you guys want to know more, you can follow us on Twitter when we do another podcast, or subscribe to our channel. All the information will be in the link. Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for coming again on the show. I mean, well, this is your show as well, so but thank you guys for taking the time out. I know I'm Mr. Botchamania here. I know, but yeah,
it's okay. We forgive you.
It was
this time.
This time,
it's what was best for business. No, it wasn't.
Debatable.
It really wasn't. But you just don't cross the boss, man. Just don't cross the boss. But yeah, if you guys don't have anything else to add or any sign-offs, then I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. See you guys next week.
Okay.
See you guys. Mean Street Posse for life.
Catch us out on GTA Online, Mean Street Posse. We're going to be wrecking fools with the sweater vests. Just saying right now.
And the khakis. Don't forget the khakis.
I'm going to have a golf club too. But anyways, peace out, guys. Until next week.
All right. Later.
Later.
And then...